What's going on, everybody? We are live with our in-person interview with Marje Smith, man. Hope everyone's having a great Thursday. I know we usually live on Wednesdays, but we're here with it on a Thursday. And like I said, man, we got a special guest in the building. Never really done this before in general. So I need my people in here. Welcome him in, my man. And we're going to get right. So let me bring on my man, Marje Smith, in the building. Marje, what's going on, my guy?
How's it going? How's it going? I'm doing good. How you going, boss?
Doing well, bro. Doing well. We already got the man, the myth, the legend, Vocal Vike in the building, man. Vocal
Shout
Vike
out
is
to
in the
Vocal White,
building.
man. Shout out to you, boss, man.
Hey, Vocal Vike. He's a legend. He's a legend. He's a
Fact.
Vikings fan, so we pray for him because the Giants did something to the Vikings not too long ago. But hey, well, both of our teams are a little down the dumps right now. We got down the dumps. But hey,
Hey,
man,
man, we're gonna get it right.
for sure. So we do have once again live interview with Marje Smith. Everyone in the lobby, everyone in the chat overall, feel free to ask some questions from my man. We're gonna go over a couple of things. He did declare for the NFL draft, this upcoming 2024 NFL draft. So we want to make sure we put this man's name out there, man. He deserves it overall, and once again, he deserves the spotlight overall. So we're gonna be able to do that for him today. And thank you once again for being on my channel. That's a huge thing overall. So I appreciate you for being on here. Hopefully, everyone in my chat, y'all say thank you to Marje for pulling up, man. Hopefully.
Hey, man, it's no problem, man. Anytime y'all need me to pull up, hey, I'm here for sure.
Let's get it. And hopefully one day it's in Big Blue. Hopefully. We got my man Tudo in the building. Just a special thing about Tudo. Tudo's tuning in all the way from Italy. My
Hey,
man
shout out to
Tudo,
you, man. Shout out to you and shout out to Italy, man.
my
Hopefully
man
I get to come
Tudo
there one day.
shows up every live stream, showing up from Italy. And he actually plays professional rugby in Italy, by the way, as well.
Hey,
Um,
we gotta
so
lock in.
So it's crazy. It's crazy to think that he even tunes in overall. So just a little thing, real quick. Marje, give me a little backstory about yourself, man. Let the people know in the building, who you are, where you're coming from, and overall, where you at today.
My name is Marje Smith. Graduated from high school 2018 from Marshall High School. I ended up going to Baylor University for a semester. Well, not a semester. I went the whole year. I ended up leaving right before fall camp, and I enrolled in Stephen F. Austin. I've been there for the last few years. Had a decent career. I wouldn't say it was nothing too crazy, but I did have a good year. And I'm here today, training for my pro day, getting ready. And shout out to Juke and all the guys who put me on, trying to get my name out there, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Once again, I appreciate it, man. Listen, we're not going to talk about you having a decent season. Listen, you being able to declare and have a pro day that's pulling up on Tuesday, man. Don't underestimate what that means, man. To be able to be here overall, it's a blessing. And once again, man, to be able to have you on. Listen, one of the biggest things that shouts out to me, bro. We're not gonna overlook it. You're 6'6", 6'6",
Yeah.
200 something pounds, and being able to move the way you can. Listen, for people that are gonna be, focused on the NFL draft and overall these prospects that are coming out, you should be a bigger name that's being talked about. And overall, even with whatever school you came from, even with whatever season you were able to pull up, you see guys bloom out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like you see guys come out of nowhere. They didn't need to have a 20 sack season overall in college to be able to pull up where they are today. So being able to keep on grinding at it, and obviously you got to where you got to today for a reason, right? So for sure. Nevertheless, thank you. And I think we skipped over it a bit, or maybe I missed it. You grew up in Texas, or you from
Yeah,
Texas?
I'm from Texas, East Texas originally. Like, yeah, the countryside. Yeah, everybody know about East Texas. They call it Beast Texas. We got some of the
Yeah,
most highly ranked athletes. I feel like most of the athletes coming out of East Texas, but the bigger cities and everything, they got all the good facilities and everything. So yeah, the country dudes, we just got. I feel like we just got a little bit more want to in us.
for sure. Listen, I know you got, gonna speak highly on Texas overall. We chatted about it a little bit in the back scenes, but hey, man, I grew up from Florida. I live in Florida currently, and there's always a debate: Florida versus Texas athletes. It's always been a debate.
Good
And me
debate.
playing football in Florida, listen, boys out here are different. Now, I
Facts. I
will say,
believe.
I will say you are different. Like I never played someone like you in high school, 6'6" DN in high school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in general, football lives and breathes 24/7. So if you had to make a pick, I know this is a little controversial, but Texas versus Florida, like, what do you think about it?
Man, Texas football is so crazy. It's like I gotta go with Texas, the hometown, but that's just I think Texas is definitely better, honestly, because I mean, if you was to come to Texas and you see some of these high schools and all the money they put into football in Texas, it's crazy. Like you might run into a high school who have a stadium bigger than some of these colleges,
Which
and
that's insane in
crazy.
itself. I see all the clips and stuff like that, especially when thinking at the top of my head, guys like Kyler Murray coming out, seeing what his environment was in high school.
Facts.
I'm just like, I can't believe to even have that because I mean I'm from Florida, but my high school was not looking like that. I'm just being honest. Like, it
Facts.
wasn't. But once again, super talented. I think either both ways in Texas and Florida. I never played anyone from Texas. We played from California a couple of times and stuff like that, but never did. Catch it up in the chat real quick. Vogelvike said Daniil Hunter had 1.5 sacks last year. And hey, Daniil Hunter is a dog. He is a dog
Facts.
in the NFL. Man put up like 20.5 sacks recently.
It's hard to get
Um,
sacks in the NFL, man.
hey,
I salute
hopefully,
anybody who can go out there and go get them one. It's a hard thing to do, honestly.
hey, and the goal is that you'll be doing that as well.
Yes, sir.
Tudo, real quick, appreciate you for the donation. Appreciate you. He says much love and respects all diehard Giants fans in America. Once again, this is a Giants channel, so a lot of them guys are Giants fans. And listen, we might need an edge rusher. We
Hey,
might
come
need
get
another
me.
one. We
Tell them to
might
come
need
get me.
another one. He likes to throw in his Italian words towards the end. It's mainly just slang. I normally don't gravitate towards it because I don't know how to say it, and he makes fun of me. But the last part is forget about it. That it took me a little while to get on that one. It took me a little while.
Hey, I like
But
that. I like that.
yeah, it took me a little while. But before we move on to college overall, high school, I saw that you played at Marshall, I believe, in Texas.
Mhm.
Just describe a little bit of your time at Marshall in Texas, playing football over there. And let me know how you were a wide receiver at one point, spoiler alert, and now you're a DN.
Marshall was great, honestly. I started off on varsity after my sophomore year. I was playing varsity. So we made it to playoffs every year. That wasn't the issue. I played with a lot of talented guys. Some dudes in the league right now. We got dudes who competed in the combine this not too long ago. So yeah, I play with a lot of talented guys and a lot of dudes who are in college right now still, you know what I'm saying? Building on their body, still working to get better. So that was a great thing. And I love the coaches and everything. That was great. I have a lot of coaches that I still come back to, come work out with when I can, stuff like that. And my head coach was Coach Clyde Mathis. He's at DeSoto right now, just won a state championship. And a big shout out to him. He really put me in the position I'm in today to be able to talk to you guys, even helping me get into a college, getting teams to actually want to come talk to me and scout me. That was a blessing for sure.
For sure, for sure. And listen, I say it all the time. High school coaches have such a touch on high school football overall and where you're going to end up one day. So I'm glad you have someone like that in your corner. My coach was throwing me at D line, and I'm 5'8", 160. So definitely, there's no reason why we should be on the same D line the way I was looking. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
wasn't too big in high school. I was probably when I got to Baylor, I was probably 195.
dang,
But I was
that's
moving.
crazy.
I was moving. I was able to get around the edge. That's all that mattered.
Hey, I'm still waiting. That's all I know. I'm still waiting for myself. Nah, I'm playing. But overall, once again, if you're in the chat, get some questions prepped from my guy. We're gonna be asking him a couple questions today, whether it be Giants related, whether it be over anything. He came on the channel just to chat with us. So once again, we appreciate it. We got my man D Duggan in the building. Is this one of your
D
friends or?
Dugan, that's one of my close friends, one of my teammates I play with at Stephen F. Austin. Shout out to him, man.
Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. Hopefully, is he at the pro day on Tuesday or?
No, he's not competing in the pro day, but shout out to my dog, man. That was a real close teammate who I went through a lot with, and hey, he know.
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. All right. One of my main questions. Listen, looking into who you are, looking into the school that you did play at. I came across this thing and I seen that you guys played Warner. Warner is a school that is close to me,
Mhm.
and I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I saw the score was 98-0. My question for you, Marje, you play in the game. I saw you put up a couple stats in that game. Is this game a real game? Like, did this actually happen? Because 98-0, once again, I guess Texas is overtaking what Florida got. 98-0. Can you speak on that real quick?
Man, I mean, I treat every game like a real game. Like it's a time for me to go ball and pad the stats every game. So I treated it like it was a real game. I didn't expect the score to be like that, but hey, sometimes things happen. We had a lot of gifted people on the field who was able to put up a lot of points, and hey, we
So
did that.
so all 98 points did happen. That
Yeah,
you're on record saying
everyone. It
that.
probably shouldn't have been nine. We probably shouldn't have scored that many points, but hey,
That
stuff happens. That's all I can say.
let alone put it up 98 points and not allow the team to score another. I'm assuming you must have been wrecking havoc that game, or all your boys should have been doing that as
Hey,
well.
we all had a field day that day. That's all I can say.
Yeah, that's nuts. I can't believe I read that. Tudo, appreciate you for the donation one more time. He said, Juke, please suit me up in Giants gear next season. I promise you there won't be any O-line QBs or running back walking off on their own power. Hey,
Shout out to Tudo, man. Hey, man, I gotta. If I go to the Giants, I gotta get you a jersey. Shout out to you, man.
straight up, straight up. I think Tudo gonna be on the other side of the edge while you're on the other
Hey,
side.
come on, let's get it. We're gonna
Um,
go get paid.
listen, because we need it. And now moving on, right? So we did make it as SFA. Describe your time overall at that college. Describe overall, how you guys were performing over there, how you were performing for freshman year to where you are now.
Stephen F. Austin was actually great. I met a lot of great people, a lot of great coaches who actually helped me out during this time. I met some of my closest friends. One of my close friends, BJ Thompson, he's playing in the league. Got drafted last year. Xavier Gibson, he was a receiver, one of the top-notch receivers that we had. He got picked up last year by the Jets, and so I got a lot of more teammates who I made a lot of good bonds and everything with, and it was a blessing. But football-wise, I feel like I had great years at Stephen F. Austin. I put up some good numbers. I led the team in sacks last year, and I believe I led the team in sacks this year too. Don't quote me on that one. I think I did.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I put up a lot of good stats. I gained a lot of weight, got faster, stronger, bigger. I was able to move better. Good coaching actually helped me out a lot with my techniques and everything like that. And so it was just a family bond. I made a lot of bonds with a lot of people that I never thought I would be close to.
Mm, got you. And I did see once again at one point you were playing a little bit of receiver. I seen a
Yeah.
couple of highlights coming out like that. When did that transition happen, and how did it necessarily happen?
Um I think the receiver thing happened right before my head coach had left. We was at practice one day. It's crazy. We was at practice one day, and our quarterback happened to throw the ball out of bounds, just trying to get away from the D line. And I was sitting there, and I happened to just a reflex, and I happened to catch it with one hand. And our head coach was standing right beside us. So after he seen that, he was like, "Yeah, after practice, stay with me every day. We're gonna get some catches in." So I started working on that with him every day. Then he moved me into like the receiver role. I probably had only like 3 or 4 routes: a go, slant, a hitch, and stuff like that. So after I think my first game playing receiver was against Sulphur Springs against my dog D Dugan. Shout out to him again. And I scored a touchdown for my first play catching the ball. It was a regular little slant play. Scored a touchdown. Had probably like maybe 60 yards, nothing too crazy. And then as the season went by, I stayed at tight end and in receiver. So I ended up getting, I think it was all district honorable mention, something like that, some type of reward like that. And it was good. I really like playing receiver. It was just like I like to hit people more so than be hit. So I
Gotcha.
was like, eventually I was gonna make that change again. But I really love playing receiver. I was blessed to get a scholarship from Oklahoma State to play receiver and tight end. So
Dang.
I guess I could say I did do good at receiver and tight end.
Hey, listen, that is what you describe as an athlete. I think no matter where you go, moving on forward, then be able to see that you're able to display that just shows. I mean, that speed translates. You didn't lose any of your speed going to DN. You know what I'm
If
saying?
anything, I definitely got faster. Just wait till Tuesday. It's gonna
That's
show.
that's it. So once again, Tuesday he is gonna have his pro day. I did see on Instagram you're posting up your 40 a bit and a couple of those drills, man. So I'm
Yeah,
excited
I
to
can't post
see.
my numbers yet. I don't want to jinx it. I want you guys to see it on paper, see the legit numbers.
That's facts, man. I'm excited to see that. Going over a couple of the questions, we already got some coming in. Jonathan's asking how many points on defense you had that game, and I'm assuming we're talking about the Warner game. Defense, how
Did I
many
score
points?
against? I didn't score against Warner, but I had some crazy sacks. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Did the defense put up any points that game? Do you remember? This
Oh,
is this is a couple years
we had a
back.
crazy defense. We definitely put up some points. Defense, special teams, offense, whatever way we could score, we were trying to get in the end zone.
I would assume so. That's crazy. Lembe, what's going on? He got a question for you. He said, question from Marje. What is your leadership style?
I would say I can be vocal at times, but sometimes I like to lead with action because I don't want to be the guy who's just always loud and talking, trying to do all that most of the time. I want to be the guy who can actually go out there and show guys what it's supposed to look like when you're doing everything right, and show guys like just showing guys how it should actually be done. Like I wasn't always the most loud person talking until probably later on into my college years. I was always the dude just go out there, do it how I'm supposed to, just stay quiet and everything like that. But I grew into a leadership role. Just I started to be more vocal, but I'm mainly probably the guy who just I'm just gonna show you how it's supposed to be done. I can give you tips and pointers here and there, but all the loud talking and everything, I don't think I really didn't grow into all that.
Hey, listen, a lot of the times when I think of a leader, I think it gets underrated about leading by example. Leading by example, I feel like gets underrated, because everyone can talk. Everyone can talk and everyone, can say their piece a
Right.
little bit. But at the end of the day, you got to be on the field to prove it, and you got to lead exactly how you want to lead. You know what I'm saying? And allow people to really see you as a player and you as a player off the field. And speaking on that a little bit, right? So when you look at, NFL teams are going to come talking to you. NFL
Mhm.
teams are going to be looking to hear from you. When they're looking, right, what can they really expect from you on the field and off the field overall? What can they expect from Marje Smith?
I feel like they can expect a hardworking person, somebody who's actually dedicated to the game and actually likes to win and likes to build those bonds and everything with his teammates and coaches. Because without the bond, it's like everybody playing for themselves. And I don't like to be a part of teams like that. I like to be a part of the team that everybody works together. We all got this one goal in mind. And I feel like we can accomplish that goal if we all on the same path. And I feel like I'm a great person on and off the field, like just showing leadership and everything, having great integrity, being a great role model to the community and everything like that. Like I like to come back to my hometown and go to the high school football practices and everything just to talk to them, give those guys some pointers when I can, just stuff like that. Like I feel like I'm a great leader and I can definitely be the person who could motivate somebody to want to go do better and to better their life.
For sure, for sure. And just thinking about it, right? So we just spoke on in general. I think a leader leads by example, and people kind of gravitate towards that. There's a lot of leaders in this world and overall, but especially people that made it to the league. Growing up, was there any player that you looked at as I want to be like him? Whether it be the position you played, whether it be just a football player overall, like who were the NFL players that you grew up watching that you looked at a lot?
One of the guys I mentioned this in my last interview. One of my top guys that I actually like was like Sean Taylor. Just the attitude that he had and the energy that he brought to the game. He did have some little moments, but that was like you could tell that he really loved playing the game, and you can see that on film, off the field, all that. So I really respect that guy right there. Long live Sean Taylor, man.
For sure. Rest in peace, Sean Taylor. Even thinking about it, right? So obviously, once again, this is the Giants channel. We do talk about the Giants a bit. Is there any Giants players that you look at? You know what I'm saying? Is there any Giants players that you look at overall? A couple of names I can throw out there. Michael Strahan, big D end,
I was
obviously
interested.
in general. But then we
Yeah.
got guys like Lawrence Taylor. Is there any guys from the Giants that you possibly looked at?
I really liked Lawrence Taylor growing up, not gonna lie to you. He was one of the dudes who I really grew into liking over the time. But the Giants had a lot of great players that I actually like. I like Saquon Barkley, even though he is gone, but he was one of the top guys that I did like. I ain't mean to bring it up, but he is one of the top guys that I did. I respect that man a lot. He got a lot of hard work and he works hard. So only thing I can do is respect that, man.
Listen, we're in
And
that
Odell
green.
Beckham. He's
Oh,
his
of
his
course.
parents are from Marshall.
Of
So
course.
he's like, yeah, he's a little bit close to home. So I mess with Odell for sure.
Yeah, that's nice. Listen, wearing that green hoodie and talking about Saquon, man, I think that was a little plotted. I don't know. I don't know. I can't look at green no more, man. I just can't. But we won't even
Hey
speak on
man,
that. We won't even speak on that. I got a couple of chats real quick.
let's do it.
J said my boys official play interviews, much more to come. Appreciate that once
Appreciate
again.
that, boss.
Appreciate that. Nate be vibing. He got a question. He said, "What was the biggest obstacle you had to face in college?"
Biggest obstacle would be trying to keep my body healthy and like managing off the field issues with maybe if it's family or other things like that, and then being able to go play a football game and go practice with a clear mind every day. I feel like that was one of the hardest obstacles, but I was able to overcome it with the help from my teammates and coaches, them just motivating me every day, and my family members. I feel like they just helped me get through that moment.
For sure. Once again, uh, once upon a time, I dreamed of being, playing in college and playing in the NFL overall. You're actually living that.
Hmm.
As my camera cut off real quick. you're actually living that at this moment. So my
Hmm.
question to you is, what are some of the things that you taught yourself or you told yourself to keep grinding overall? Because obviously your life is not just football. You had to balance
Facts.
school, you had to balance family, like you spoke on. So what were some of the things that you practice in general to be able to continue to do that every single day?
Really, it was just it was a motivation to me because I want better for my family. Honestly, the younger siblings, my mom, my dad. I just want to take care of them, and like that was my motivation. Like I got to keep going for them because the school is paid for. I went on a full ride scholarship. It'll be totally different if I was the guy who had to go pay for a scholarship and do it that way. So I was really blessed to be in that situation. So I was just thinking about all the blessings that I have, and that just kept me motivated. Like, why would I quit now? And I got everything right here in front of me.
Blessings, blessing. And listen, we spoke about it a little bit. You are the oldest out of your siblings.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
one of the oldest as well, so I can definitely relate to you a bit. But just being able to do what you do overall, being in college, and once again, I salute you for making it
Yes,
where
sir.
you are overall. And once again, for the younger siblings, you're a role model for them as well. So being able to juggle that pressure and juggle overall being a student athlete day in and day out. Salute to you, man. John got a question real quick. He said, "Who's someone in the league that you look up to or favorite to watch and learn from?" I think I asked a question similar to that, but if you got someone else in mind,
I like, not gonna lie, I like Michael Parson, and one of the new dudes who I actually like really been watching, been Max Crosby for sure. That guy is like crazy freak athlete, and I really respect that about him. He's a hardworking guy, and if you ever heard his story, he like, you know what I'm saying, he came back from some adversity too. So like, it's hard to, you know what I'm saying, deal with some of that stuff when you in one of the hypes of your life, one of the most key moments of your life. So for him to stay dedicated and stay motivated at that time, that really, I grew a liking into him for sure.
hey, listen, 20 minutes in, you mentioned the Eagle so far and the Cowboy. We're not going to focus too much on it. We're not going
I
to.
don't have a favorite team, bro. I just like players, bro. I'm into players, bro. I
I
don't
feel
have a
you.
favorite team.
I feel you. Listen, a couple of Giants fans really wanted Micah Parsons. We traded back and ultimately, over. We didn't take him.
You
We could have
missed
taken him.
out.
He was sitting right there. But Micah Parsons is a dog. Max Crosby, he's a disruptor, man. I've seen his story a
Facts.
bit as well. Bouncing back from everything he had in the beginning of his career. It's crazy to think where he's at. So for sure, I mean, looking at guys like that, these are top edge rushers in the league. So I feel you on that. J Raz asked pretty much a similar question. What player did you grow up watching and see as a role model in your style of play? So great minds think alike on that. Tudo saying, good looking out, Marje. We could use him in pro rugby and Europe.
Hey
Listen,
man, tell them to call me. I might come do that too.
listen. I think, Marje, I think you could do it all, man. I think you
I
could do
can,
it all.
hey, tell
So,
them to call me. I'm gonna figure it out. We're gonna do it.
hey, on the sideline podcast says, glad to see you made it this far, Marje. Not sure if you remember me. We went to high school together. This is KPG. Do you recall? Do you recall?
KP, shout out to my dog KP. I think I know who this is. Shout out to KP if it's the same person I think it is. Shout out to you, man. Thanks for tuning in, bro.
Says KPG. So for sure, once again, shout out to him. We got a couple here. Real big Jev. He said, yes, sir. My boy done made it for real.
Shout
Hey,
out
we
to
got
Jeff, man. Shout out to Jeff. He had me laughing every day with the TikToks and the streams and everything. Y'all go lock in on that.
and listen, he got a lot more to go, man. Marjay got a lot more to go. The
Facts.
story is not done. Marjay said, what was your number and explain the story behind it?
Um, my favorite number, I started off with number 9. As I got into college, I bounced around from numbers. So at Baylor, I wore number 54. My first year at Stephen F. Austin, I wore number 11. That was just something last minute picking. Then I ended up wearing number 40. That was just some crazy stuff that happened. And then my last few years, I ended up with 18. And I grew a liking into 18 simply because it was like, it was something different that I could like use for myself. So after getting the number 18, I started a LLC and I wanted a name for my brand and I named it Elevate. So now I'm in the process of trying to get some merch and everything for my brand Elevate to like try to push that for all the fans and everybody who rocking with me.
That's what's up. That's what's up. For sure, we got to have a little more info on that as well. Anybody in the chat right now, anyone in the live stream, we got my boy's Instagram in the bio as well as his YouTube. Make sure you check those things out. Give him a follow. We definitely want to push his content out there a bit and also just bring more exposure to my man Marjay. He deserves it, man.
Appreciate that, boss.
A couple more questions we want to catch up real quick. C. Ramos says, do you prefer playing in cold or hot weather or no difference? What is your preference when it comes to that?
I'd rather play in hot weather, honestly. But the cold really doesn't matter because I feel like if you're able to run and go play in the cold, like us playing in Utah and it's a different altitude and everything, I feel like that makes you a better ball player. You can handle the cold weather and the hot weather. I feel like so I wouldn't say they go hand in hand, but I would definitely pick hot weather for sure.
For sure. I mean, even Jeff said it here. He said, we don't do no cold. We from Texas. Listen, I'm not too sure how we got it. In Florida, listen, it's hot majority of the time, but there's days where you wake up and it's 40 degrees in the morning. So
That's
I
how
can't
it is in
imagine Texas
Texas.
got to get something like that.
Texas weather is like definitely bipolar. It might be cold one day, then it might be raining. You might get a little snow, then the sun might come out. It's crazy, man.
Yeah. Florida is, listen, right on the same thing with that. My boy Christian said, yo, so it was good.
Shout out to
Uh,
Christian, man. My high school teammates on here, man. Shout out to all of them,
Let's
man. Shout
go.
out
He
to
said it
all
right
y'all
here.
boys.
Let his brothers know that he's in here, there and there watching. Once again, appreciate y'all for tapping
Appreciate
in
y'all, man.
overall.
Appreciate y'all.
Hey, listen, we pushing Marje out there, but also too, if you're new, subscribe down below, man. We trying to get some new
Right. So
people out
everybody go
here.
subscribe to my boy Juke, man.
Hey, we try to get some people out here overall. J Red
Right.
says, what is something you could bring off the field to a franchise? And how is your locker room presence? Now, this is some things that, listen, a lot of us don't even know what a locker room is. A lot of us don't really know how a locker room is overall, but they don't know how deep it actually gets. I mean,
Right.
you're saying it right here. A couple of your brothers are in here watching. So can you speak on that a little bit?
In the locker room, I feel like I bring a great energy. Like some guys might be in the locker room, sleepy, tired in the morning time. That's my time when I'm actually just up and I'm bringing the energy. I want everybody to be motivated and come together and work as a family. That's one of the things I feel like I bring to the locker room. And off the field, I just feel like I can represent any program great because I represent myself, and on top of that, I represent my family. So I don't want to embarrass them or my team or my program that I'm playing for. So everywhere I go, I try to keep myself to a higher standard.
Yeah, once again, speaking on it, I could tell definitely you're a big family guy. You definitely, obviously, once again, oldest out of the siblings, so you are a role model for them. So going to an NFL franchise shouldn't change how you act off the
I
field. You
won't
know what
change
I'm saying?
nothing at all, man. I feel like I'm gonna be the same person, just I'm at a higher level. That's it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Christian has another question. He said, "What's your favorite moment in your career so far?"
My favorite moment. It'll either be me in high school when we beat Longview, or it'll be when I won my conference championship at Stephen F. Austin.
How
That
was
was
that?
definitely
How
it
was
was
that?
hectic. It was crazy. It was during the COVID year, but we went through a lot of adversity that year, and just to see my team come out on top and to win, that really made me proud, man.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, a lot of people don't get to grow up doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Winning any type of championship. So I can't even.
That was my second ring, but that was my first like conference championship ring in college. Like, and I appreciate that for sure.
Yeah, that's crazy. I would definitely have that too. Look like your boy D trolling you a little bit, saying number 18 with QB sleeves. Listen. A lot of it has to, in high school and college. You got to have some swag to your game as well. So listen,
Hey man.
you got to see the vision. You got to see it through, my boy. You got to see
Right.
it
So you
through.
gotta see it through. Hey,
Yeah,
it's the reason why I was one of those pass rush reps. I wasn't all crammed up in that jersey, man. I had to give myself a little bit more room.
for sure, for sure. Another thing I wanted to touch on real quick, man. As you know, we're talking about your time in college overall. Are there any specific areas in the game that you're looking to improve? Like as we know for ourselves, right? I don't think there's ever a time where we should feel like we're perfect and we got everything
Right.
set, everything ready to go. There's always something else that we got to chase after. What are the things that you need to improve for yourself? You feel like?
Honestly, I just feel like I need to focus in and keep working on my techniques and setting the edge on when it's a run play. Like I can pass rush and everything, but I need to let everybody know I can set the edge and I can't hold my own out there on that edge. So that's the main thing I've been working on mostly, just trying to stay strong, setting the edge, having a big explosive step when I'm getting off the ball and a good punch when I'm hitting the O lineman because I got to play low. I'm a tall guy, so I have to learn how to play with my pass low and be under them so I can win these pass rush reps.
For sure. Anybody that knows a little bit anything about football overall, the lower man wins. The lower
Right.
man wins a lot of the time. It don't matter if you're 6'6" or you're 5 foot. The lower man wins a lot of the time. Obviously, you can overpower them with a couple of things. Speaking on what the things that you can improve on, what are
Mhm.
some strengths that you feel like you have that kind of sets you apart from other players that are playing the same position as you, or even for offensive tackle, right? I mean, they got to be able to block you at the end of the day. What are some things that you could do to get around an offensive tackle?
I feel like I'm a fast, twitchy dude. So like, if you're not paying attention to the speed, how fast I'm getting off, and then after you settle in on thinking I'm just gonna beat you with speed, I can switch it up and go power. So I feel like that's what kind of separates me from a lot of guys. Like, yeah, I'm not the biggest and everything, but I can beat you off the edge, and then I can throttle down and use power on you. So I'd like to try to keep my game a little bit balanced, so I can do a little bit of both, a little speed rushing and a little power rushing.
For sure. I think you have to be versatile, right? You know, a lot of guys do have that athletic ability, that God-given ability, which I think you have as well. But when I look at an edge rusher, or when I think about an edge rusher and a guy that I would want on my team,
Yeah.
it's almost an art. You got to be able to
Right.
use your hands. You got to be able to be technical with your feet. Because, like you said, you're not going to go ahead and just try to get around them every single play all
It's
game.
not
That's
gonna
not
work
going to
all
work.
game.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure you've been practicing on it, and I'm sure you're going to continue to work at it because it is an art. When you see a couple of the most known edge rushers in the game, they don't just have one move. They don't just have that one type of move to get around there overall. A couple of guys, once again, do cover the Giants a bit. Kayvon Thibodeau, he's known for his speed, his twitchiness.
Yeah, for sure.
Coming out of college and also being in the NFL, there's been a couple of games where you see it. But me being a guy that watches the Giants, there are some times where his speed isn't always going to get him there. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to duck, got to be able to swim out of some moves. And I'm pretty sure you're aware. A guy like Ryan Burns, we did trade for
sure.
the New York
Shout out to
Giants.
him, man.
He's another guy that's super talented at the edge. So being able to be at that point should be the end goal, or even greater than some of those guys. So for sure, we're gonna catch up real quick. Charlie Boy says you're giving the flag for the nation. Marje gonna be an immediate contribution for whatever team. Don't let go of God's hands during this journey.
Facts. Shout out to Charlie, man. That's one of my teammates too. Shout out to him. That's gonna be one of the great DBs who coming out the draft next year, man. Y'all keep a lookout on him. Y'all
For
keep a lookout
sure.
for Charlie, man.
For sure, Charlie. I'm excited for you as well, man. 2 second stat. Jevy says facts. I'm think I'm a little late, so I'm not too sure you're saying facts too. But hey, man, once again, if you're in the building right now, say what's good in the chat. Say a couple questions from Marje. We're gonna be here chatting it up still. We got Nate. We got Nate with a couple of questions. Are there any expectations you have for the NFL?
Not really. I just plan to get picked up by a team and go in there and do the best I can and do my job to earn me a spot to stay on the team and stay active and stay relevant. That's my ultimate goal, honestly.
For sure. Talking to you a little bit, you spoke on it. You don't got no favorite NFL team. And listen, I think in general, it's good to not speak on no favorite team, man. Whatever team comes and scoops you up, that's going to be everyone around you's favorite team. And listen, hopefully it's not an Eagle or a Cowboy, but wherever you go, man, I'll be following you. I'll be following you regardless. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people in here, man, are going to remember Marje Smith. That's the guy that was on that live stream that one time, or that's the guy coming from out of SFA, one of the legends coming from there. So for sure, whatever team you end up on, whatever it is, that's definitely the right mindset to have. So we got D in here. He said, on me, them early morning workouts, we had to get that chili hot 3 scoops of pre-workout. Can you speak on that a bit? What are we talking about when we talk
man, hey, early in the morning, he know me. I like to be energized before we do any workout, any practice. So like I'm in there, I'm jittery. I use pre-workout before my workout sometimes, but I don't know about no 3 scoops. He went a little overboard with that one. But yeah, I like to be the active guy, the ones who's loud, talk, get everybody to wake up in the morning. I don't like when people come in the locker room still sleepy, halfway asleep. Nah, we gotta wake up. It's time to put in some work.
Hey, listen, once again, that's not even something you spoke on when you talk about your leadership style, but it is there. Once again, you might not have all the words to say it or put it there, but listen, you're going to lead by example regardless. And Jeff says, I want you to speak on this a little bit because for me, being a Giants fan, this is something that I didn't like to see, but guys being able to do it is a talent. He said you can drop in coverage as well. Is that something you did a lot in college?
Yeah, I did that a lot. Honestly, like we had a lot of plays where I was dropping in coverage. I might be man on the running back sometimes. Like, yeah, I did it. I did pretty much anything, bro. You put me on the field, you tell me what to do. Hey, I'm gonna do it at my best ability, and hey, we're gonna get the job done every time.
For sure. Listen, for me, it's because when I think of guys that are talented to rush from the edge, I like to see you just rush. I feel like it's an opportunity wasted to get that QB when I see my man dropping into coverage. I'm sure for you, the versatility is there and people love to have that. Sure. But for me, when I see a guy like prime example, Kayvon Thibodeau in our defense, once again, talented edge rusher. He could beat any guy off the snap, any
Mhm.
play. And I see him dropping the coverage. I'm like, man, like let's let that guy loose. But once again, maybe your versatility speaking to you, you were a wide receiver at one point. You know a
Facts.
little bit about routes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
I know you touched on it earlier, maybe just a couple go routes, but nah, you know a lot more when it comes to that. So
Nah,
definitely your
facts.
versatility kind of speaks loudly there overall.
I feel like I probably love dropping in coverage more so because I'm a edge rusher. So they're like, okay, he been pass rushing the whole game. Now he dropping in coverage. So they'll try me, not knowing I'm fast as I am and everything. Like I can run toe to toe with a lot of these running backs out here.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be hard to try to throw the ball over my head, especially me. I'm 6'6", 6'5". That's gonna be hard.
Listen, and that's a little insightful on your 40-yard dash. You saying you can keep up with a running back. Listen, that 40 on Tuesday. Hey,
Tuesday, lock
y'all
in.
better,
I'm gonna post the results for sure.
yeah, y'all better stay tuned for that for sure. Speaking on overall, your journey throughout life, your journey throughout, being able to make it through high school and college. I just wanted to say, like, or ask, is there a mentor that you had in your corner? Is there anyone you could really speak on that, whether it is somebody that was close to you, whether it is somebody that was a good distance away from you, anyone that you watched and had as your mentor, or maybe speaking in your ear a bit, helping you make some decisions growing up?
I really had family and like my close brothers who I met in high school who like really been on my side the whole time. Like my close friend J Mitch, he been this whole little draft process and all this, he been on my side. We talk every day. Before every little in the morning, we talk for about an hour. Before I go to sleep, we gonna chop it up, talk for an hour. Like he was one of the main guys who kept me motivated. And then my brothers in my family, that's the main people who just kept me motivated, bro. I'm doing it for them because honestly, my brother, I was about to go to the oil field. I was like, yeah, I'm not even gonna try to do my pro day or none of that. He was like, man, you got to give yourself a chance. And like we sat down for a little minute. We made some phone calls, reached out to a couple people, ended up finding me a trainer, and shoot, we just made it happen just like that.
That's what's up, man. Love to hear it. And once again, these are the guys that are really going to stick through with you through
Fact.
thick and thin. Once again, another thing speaking on with the locker room, man, people don't know what goes on in those locker rooms.
It's a
When
fact.
it relates to big dubs, the vibes are good when it's up. But for me, I didn't win a lot in high school. So being able to stick through it with your boys when you go out there and you lose a close game, when you go out there and maybe something doesn't go your way overall. Once again, I speak on it. You're a college athlete, so you are a student as well as being a college athlete and playing football in general. So there's a lot of things that can go on. So for sure, love to see that you have some people in your corner, and you will have more people in your corner as well. Catching up a couple of questions. Nate said, "What NFL player would you compare yourself to if you were to compare yourself to one?"
I wouldn't know who to compare myself to because I feel like I can do a little bit of what everybody does. I can speed rush, I can do some power rushing. So like, I really don't know. It'll probably be Michael Parsons or Max Crosby for sure.
For sure, for sure. And those are one of the top best
Like
guys you
them
want to
two
put
top
yourself
dudes.
at.
Like if you think of me, you probably gonna think of them. Like for sure. Like I can pretty much do everything.
That's what's up. Brandon said, "What team you trying to go to?" This Blaine fam.
Shout out to B Lane, man. I don't have a favorite team at the moment. Hey, whoever want me, tell them to come get me.
And that's gonna be our favorite team too. It is what
Facts.
it is.
Whoever come get me, that's my
Paul.
favorite team.
Paul is one of my supporters, man. Appreciate you. He said, "Remember, OC came from Troy State." Just saying. Listen, OC Umenyiora, he's one of our top edge rushers and top rushers overall. He is one of the people on that team that did win us the Super Bowl. So it doesn't really matter where you come from. And like you
It
said
don't.
yourself,
It don't
Xavier
matter at all.
Gibson,
Facts.
the first week he had a punt return for a touchdown to call a game for the Jets.
Facts.
It's too bad it's the other team in New York, but overall, it don't matter where you come from, man. It don't matter where you
Facts.
come from.
As long as you put the work in, man, you grind, they're gonna come to you. You ball, they're gonna come.
For sure. Jess said it's just a switch up because it costs turnovers. Other people just got to get pressure. And he's talking about dropping in coverage. For
Yeah,
sure.
that's a fact.
I think that's the inner fan in me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the one that has a coach's, microphone in my ear or anything like that. But I'm just like, man, let's go get after the quarterback, man. I'm sure sometimes you feel like you want to get after the
Yeah, I do
quarterback
have
too.
my games, so I'll be like, man, I've been dropping in covers too much. I need to go get to the quarterback, bro. But hey, I gotta do what coach tell me to do. So hey, I just gotta do my job. That's all I can do.
For sure. Something I'm thinking about real quick. So would you classify yourself as more of a because when you think about certain guys like Max Crosby, you're not gonna see him dropping coverage a whole lot,
Yeah.
right? But Micah Parsons, he does. Would you
Hmm.
say you're more of an outside linebacker or more of a an edge rusher overall, or maybe both? What would you classify yourself as?
I would say I'm both, but what I've been telling all my friends and everything, I think I'm a DB who can pass rush.
A DB that can pass rush. Listen, you don't hear that often. You don't hear that often. Uh, I don't watch too much college football, but somebody that was coming out a couple of maybe 4 or 5 years ago now, Isaiah Simmons. This is a
Facts.
dude that he played linebacker in the league, played safety, played
Facts.
corner. His versatility spoke it for itself. You know what I'm saying? So
There
even
might be
maybe
somebody y'all can compare me to.
hey, maybe even somebody he's a little taller just like you, and you know he can do it all. So who knows? Who knows? And once again, I think whatever team reaches out to you based on your pro day, based on what you did and put on tape in college, they're gonna put you wherever they want to put you. You know what I'm saying? I
Facts.
think
It don't
I
even
think
matter.
I think you understand that a little bit too. If they were to put you somewhere that's let's say it's not edge rusher, how would you respond to that?
I'm gonna work hard. I'm gonna figure it out either way it go. Like they can put me at corner, they can put me at punter, anywhere on the field. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna get the job done for sure.
For sure, for sure. NPR with a very important question. I really want to hear this answer to this one. Pre-game music. What's your
Oh,
choice, man? What you picking? What are you listening to get hyped before a game? I got a couple myself, but what you got going on?
um, I listen to a couple mainstream dudes, but I'm big on listening to like I got close friends who actually make music, so I like to listen to their music most of the time before the games. My brother Q-Wop, shout out to him. T Rated Dunn, people like that. Like shout out to all of them. I listen to like the local people, the people that I know, because I can really relate to their music. I know the situations that they're talking about in their music, so that's who I kind of tune into.
That's what's up, bro. Keep putting your friends on, bro. That's
But
crazy. That's crazy. Even for pre-game music, no matter what time it is,
hey,
that
they
kind of
know
just
I'm a jammer. I'll post it on my Instagram anytime.
that kind of just shows your character a bit, man. Listen, once again, the locker room's the locker room. It might not be my music style now, but to answer myself, hey, Finito by Chief Keef, play that
That's gonna turn you up
anytime,
every time.
anywhere, any game. Listen, I'm ready to suit up and get stuff going now. Even thinking about that. So listen, that's just what it is for me. Big Jeff says we know it's you.
My
Uh,
dog be laying at trying to hide his comments.
Wait, that's funny. J Red says, "Do you have any pre-game superstitions, rituals, or steps to take to prepare yourself?"
Honestly, I'm big on stretching and like making sure my body is loose and getting in the hot tub and stuff like that. Like I'm outside on the field probably an hour, 45 minutes before we even play just to make sure my body is warmed up and everything. Because I know the little warm up that we do as a team, it might not be everything that I need for my body to be ready to roll. So I like to go out there, put my headphones on, walk the field for a little bit, get my stretches in, some get offs and stuff like that. That's one of my pregame rituals.
Yes. So, is there anything that you think is kind of a little like a wild card about you in terms of getting ready? I see guys like walking barefoot on the grass. They want to get more of a barefoot feel for some reason. Or I also see. I don't know if you've seen it. Josh Allen apparently throws up before every game. Is there anything that you do that's a little different than anybody else, or
I
is
wouldn't
that
say it's
just
different. I get my prayer in, talk to that man up above before the game, pray that he bless me to stay healthy and to have a good game and take care of my family and sure. After that, it's game time. It's time to roll.
that's what's up, man? That's what's up. Jeff got a question real quick. He said, "How did the pro day training go? How have you been preparing for that this upcoming Tuesday?"
Pro day training went great. I went up to Houston for about a month and a half. Been training with Orange Sports, my dog Speed Guru, KB, and all those guys. They really welcomed me in. I was one of the late guys to come in, but I got a lot of work in that little bit of time. I wish I could have been there earlier, but y'all gonna see the difference on Pro Day. That's all I'm gonna say.
For sure, for sure. Hey, and even thinking about overall, man, like how you came out through SFA. Is there any guys that you linked up with possibly that maybe if this was you 4 years ago, this wouldn't have happened? Is there any guys you kind of linked up with overall in this process of getting ready and kind of give your kudos to? I know you just shouted out a couple of guys, but is
I
there anybody else?
mean, really, a shout out to the dudes at Orange Sports and sure, my dog BJ Thompson. He was a big help. Like those conversations with him, he telling me how the process is gonna go and everything. That really helped me out a lot. It was a learning experience because I was one of the guys who didn't have an agent and didn't know who to go to for training. I didn't know none of that before this process. So just the point of me being able to go up there to Houston and make those connections, that really helped me out a lot.
Got you, got you. And listen, good thing you said it. If there's any agent that's watching, my
Hey,
man is
come
free.
hit my line.
My
Any
man
agent
is
you
free.
watching, hit my line.
All the information once again is in the bio, in the
Right.
description of this channel, as well as in IG. I did see some business inquiry stuff, so for sure, for sure. We got another question here. He said, What's a fun fact to know about you, not related to football?"
Um, I love horses. I love riding horses. And I ain't rode a horse in a little minute, but I love being around horses. Like my family, they all stay in the country. They all have horses and everything like that. So that's one of my favorite things to do. Be outside, mess with the horses, stuff like that.
That's insightful, man. I think for any general person that thinks about Texas, I never been to Texas. I think you think about horses a little bit. So
You
to
got to
hear
come out
that,
here, man.
listen, in Florida, people ride gators out here. They don't ride no they don't ride
That's
no
crazy.
horses out there. Florida's a little crazy. I'm sure you've seen a little bit about that overall.
But
Uh, but once again, man, just speaking on overall who you are as a person and how you got to where you're going to. If you were to say where are you in 5 years? If you were to say where are you in 10 years or in the future overall, what are some goals that you have set for yourself? Whether it's related to football or not, what do you really have for yourself?
in 5 years, I plan to I want to build a athletic complex for like the city of Marshall. Like I feel like we don't have nowhere for the younger athletes to actually go train in their off time and outside of the summer and stuff like that. Like I seen when I went to Houston, a lot of people like the kids on spring break and they're in the gym with me getting workouts in. And I'm like, man, we can't even do this in Marshall. And that really motivated me a lot. So I do want to start up a little gym in Marshall. And I'm into music, like I already said. So I do plan on trying to start a little record label, getting into that type of business too.
That's what's up. Is that what Elevate is about as well? Is Elevate tied to that a
Elevate
little
is
bit?
really like it's a brand that like basically represents me at the moment, but I feel like I could change it into like the music theme too. It can go both ways.
Listen, at the end of the day, you are a brand.
But
Whether it be with the LLC or whether it be on the field with football, you are a brand, and the way you carry yourself definitely speaks on that a little bit. So who knows? Who knows what the future holds? And like I said, we spoke on a little bit off camera, but you have the right goals for yourself. You have the right goal set in mind, and I know at the end of the day, what happens on Tuesday, you're gonna go out there and kill it. And
facts.
listen, we gotta get some heads turning. That's the goal, and I think you definitely will be able to do that a bit.
Facts.
We got Jeff saying, "Need to come, bro. We can collab."
Oh
Uh,
yeah, shout out to my dog Big Jeff. He do music too. So yeah, lock in with that too.
that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Hey, plug yourself in a little bit. We got no issues with that. He said that's gonna be good for your city, Marje. We talking about the gym, of course.
Appreciate that, Jeff.
That's what's up, man. Hey, listen, just a couple of things overall. Do you have any questions for me? Do you have any questions overall about anything, or if there's anything else you want
I
to
got a
speak on to
question.
about
You're from
yourself?
Florida. How do you become a Giants fan? That's my biggest question.
That's a question I hear about a lot, ironically, which is crazy. So I was actually born in Rhode Island. I was born up north. Rhode Island's mainly known for being on Family Guy. Nobody really knows where Rhode Island is, but it's northeast, around New York, around Boston. Uh, my family, a lot of them are Patriots fans and Boston Red Sox fans. That's never what I was into.
I
My
feel that.
dad was always against it. My dad is a big role model for me, and I look up to my dad a lot. But he's not even a Giants fan. I just woke up one day and I said, I'm a Giants fan.
Giants. I feel that. I feel that.
One of my earliest memories is the 2007 Super Bowl when the Giants beat the undefeated Patriots. From that point, I really ran with them being my favorite team, and then I was able to grow up with football. I played football growing up, and I was able to see them beat the Patriots again. And
Facts. I feel that.
it's been a little while. It's been a little while since we've been, popular, since we've been winning a lot of games and overall winning the Super Bowl. But what the Giants stand for in their history overall, why wouldn't you like the Giants? You know what I'm
I
saying?
respect it. I respect it.
They've been more of a dumpster fire recently. I can own up to it. And a couple of my top videos, we speak on it a bit. But overall, man, Florida doesn't mean nothing when it comes to me being a Giants fan. Florida teams kind of stink a little bit too, right? I mean, we talk about the Dolphins,
You
Jacksonville,
don't speak on
Miami.
that, man.
I might be hurt. I might be hurting a little bit of feelings. You can't say nothing. I can though. You can't say nothing about that because listen, Miami scoops you. Miami's kind of lit. I visit Miami a good amount of times. Have you ever been to Florida? That's a good question. You ever been to
I
Florida?
haven't never been to Florida. I haven't been to a lot of places. Like the main places I traveled to was probably during the football season, and I was probably there for like 2 days and leave.
Dang, really?
Facts.
Listen, you gotta slide by Florida any chance you get. I mean,
And when
shoot,
I'm
if you
down
get
there, I'm gonna definitely let you know.
for
We
sure
got to lock
visit
in.
visit a couple places. I think Florida got everything you can want, man. In terms of you got the beach not too far away. You got amusement parks, Disney World, other things like that. There's a lot that attracts to Florida
I got to
overall.
bring my little siblings out there one day, have fun at Disney World. They never been.
That's facts. You have to. You have to.
Facts.
We got a couple more questions coming in. Once again, if you have any questions from RJ, make sure to type it up in the chat. We talking a little bit more. Christian Rivera says, favorite pregame meal.
Mm. I would say I don't eat big like before the game. I like the snack, so I'm a candy guy. My coach, Foskey from Stephen F. Austin, really put me on that. He used to come through, bring us candy before every game,
What kind
and
of
that
candy
was
was it?
the what would it be? It'll either be Skittles or it'll be the watermelon sour candies. If you know what I'm talking about, it was those. So he bring those every game, and I kind of fell into that little routine. Just make sure I'm hydrated, eat my little candy, and after that, I'm ready to go.
Hey, listen, those watermelon Sour Patch Kids,
Hit every
they,
time.
they put something in it. You could have one after another, and you're never full off of them. It's weird.
Facts.
It's weird. And that Marshawn Lynch inspo from the Skittles, I can see it. I can see it for sure. J Red, speaking on being a Giants fan, he says that Victor Cruz salsa did it for me.
Oh yeah, he
That's
was
another
smart
big
with that.
thing. That's another big thing. I'm Puerto Rican as well, so those ties
Okay.
a bit definitely helps a bit. NPR says favorite movie. What's your favorite movie? This is a really important question. I got to get to the bottom of this one as well.
Favorite movie? I definitely got to say Friday. One of the Fridays. It don't matter which one. I like all of them.
Dang, if you had to pick one, I gotta ask.
If I had to pick one, it'll definitely be the Christmas one with Day Day when he moved out there with his cousin.
Got you, got you.
Yeah.
I didn't really watch those ones. I did see the first one. Everyone's seen the original Friday.
You
And if
gotta
you
go
didn't,
locked in, man.
yeah,
Friday lit.
I'm gonna have to.
Right.
For me overall too. I mean, I'm a big Marvel guy. I got a couple
Okay.
of Marvel things behind me. It's hard to see. It's a little blurred out, but Marvel is huge for me. Do you watch any Marvel movies, or are you a
Yeah, I
fan?
done
Or?
watched a couple of them. I'm not just big on them, but I definitely tuned in and watched most of them.
I think anybody can throw on Deadpool. Deadpool's
Oh,
character
Deadpool
overall is
lit for sure.
crazy. Hey, Deadpool coming out this year. Make sure y'all tune in.
And the second favorite movie, if it wasn't Friday, it'll be The Mask. For
It'll be
sure.
what?
The Mask.
The Mask, Jim Carrey. Now I
Yeah,
grew
that's
up
my
on that
guy.
one heavy. It had me scared when I was a little kid. When he threw on the mask, he went crazy. But
Hey man, that's my dog right there. If I was to be, even though he wasn't just a superhero, but if I was to pick one, I definitely want to be like something like The Mask.
man, all these green references, I'm telling you, bro. I don't know if you keep your hand. I don't know what it is, bro. All these green references, I can't. Jeff says, I don't think the Giants are in a bad spot. It may look like it, but they not.
Hey
I
man,
don't
tell me,
think
come get me. We're gonna switch everything around.
we're gonna turn it up anyways.
We're gonna
Listen,
turn
if
it
I
up.
could see KT, Brian Burns, and you in that pass rushing
We're gonna
lineup,
get paid.
I need to
We're
see
gonna
it.
get
It's
paid.
almost like I need to see it.
Facts.
Hopefully the Giants come back, man. Hopefully the Giants come back. J Raz, this is my boy. He said, you come to Florida, Marje, hit me up for a cut. He is a barber. J
Hey
Raz.
man, go follow me. Hit me up on Instagram right now, and I'm gonna lock you in.
Hey, listen. Anybody in the chat that got IG, go follow my
If you
man.
got IG, go
In the
follow me
description.
on IG. I'm following everybody back, man. I'm showing love for sure.
It's in the description. Make sure you click that. Or if you search on Marje Smith, I'm sure it'll come up J Smith as well.
Facts.
Jeff says everything and they didn't share. I'm assuming he's talking about the candy. I'm thinking.
Oh yeah, D lineman, we don't share with everybody. At least not my group. We ain't share with everybody.
He said all the DN. So yeah, I'm assuming that's what we touched on real quick. I'm assuming that's what we touched on, man. Once again, man, if you have any questions for RJ, please make sure you say what's up in the chat overall. Once again, I appreciate you for jumping on with me overall, being able to talk about what your career has done so far and being able to think about where your career can end up.
Sure.
Man, it's a blessing. It's a blessing to think that we're here talking about this right now. And
Facts.
yeah, man, I'm ready for the follow-up. I'm ready for in a couple of months we hear that you're picked up by a team and we will be touching on whatever team that is. Once again, hopefully it's not a Eagles or hopefully it's not the Cowboys, but overall, man, I'm excited to see what your future holds. I'm excited to see the spot that you're in now. Once again, Tuesday, the pro day happens. How can we see that? Is it gonna be broadcasted?
I'm gonna try to set it up to where I can try to stream it on my social media platform. I don't know if the school is gonna stream it or anything, but I'm gonna try to make sure I get y'all some footage so y'all can see me run and everything. I'm gonna post the numbers afterwards, and maybe we can lock in and do another interview. I can give you a little run up on how that day went.
For sure, definitely. Hey, listen, we're here for it at all times. I think a lot of people in the chat are also down for it as well, because we got to hear the follow-up, right? You know, this isn't the final part of the story. This is the final chapter to the story. There's a lot more to be written, and once again, I'm just excited for whatever comes in for the future for you, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, boss.
Yeah. So we're gonna wrap this up, man. Once again, I appreciate everyone tuning in. Once again, all Marje's brothers, appreciate you for tapping in once again. And we're gonna see what comes through. Parky, he showed his head a little bit, but he said, "Have a good night." My man Parky, the moment I posted you, he said this guy has a high motor. He said that's one of the main features he's seen when he searched up your highlights. That's definitely what I've seen as well. And you're gonna continue to go after. I see it in your personality and on the field. Do you have anything to speak on when it comes to you having a high motor?
Hey, man, it's eat or be eaten when you're out there on the field, man. You got to go get it. I got to go make these plays. I got to go put on for my family the name that's on my back and the name that's on the front of my jersey. So, hey, got to ball out. It's a different type of mindset you got to be in when you step out between those lines, man.
For sure, 100%. C. Ramos says any team will be blessed to have you. Bright future for sure. I could definitely co-sign on that as well, man. So once again, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Stay tuned for more videos and possibly another interview with Marje Smith. We definitely gonna have to do a follow-up eventually.
I got you.
You got anything for the chat real quick? Anything or?
I want to shout out to everybody who in the chat who came out to, know what I'm saying, support and look at the live, know what I'm saying, to get to know me a little bit more. My social media should be somewhere at the bottom. Everybody go give me a follow. I'm following everybody back. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go like your pictures and everything and just thank y'all for the support, man. It means a lot.
For sure, 100%. Once again, everything's in the description, man. Even people that are watching this after the live happened, say what's good to him on Instagram. It's all in the description, man. Make sure you follow him. That is going to wrap it up, man. I appreciate y'all for coming on. Appreciate y'all for joining up. And I'll catch you on the next one, man. Peace.